Good morning, everybody. I hope that you're having an awesome day. Happy listing day. I'm coming to you from my apartment this morning because I'm about to head out on a little vacation and a work trip, which is going to be so exciting. And I'm very excited to be launching this very first episode of Listing Day Live. And I hope that this becomes a regular thing and that you guys really dig this, and hopefully you get some good value out of this too. So just bear with me one sec. I'm just getting everything situated here. Get everything set up on Facebook. We'll give it a few minutes for people to join in. And let's share this over there. Oh, awesome. Okay. So pretty sure that I'll be able to see your comments coming across. If you guys want to drop them in, feel free to do so whenever you feel the time is right. I apologize in advance if you hear, the dogs barking a little bit. I got my two dogs right here and here. You can't see them. I got them off camera, but if you hear them going a little bit, it's just because I'm at home today, which is fun. I'm happy to do this here with you guys. Want to say thank you to everybody who's supported this and encouraged me to do this. I'm hopeful, and for all of you who've also sent me questions, asking some things that you want to see answered here. I know that many of you can't make it at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday, but that's okay because this recording is going to live on Facebook. I will download this and also post it up on my YouTube channel so that you guys can see it there, and I will post it on the blog as well. If you guys see me looking down at any time, it's because I have the camera right here in front of me, but I got all the comments and Facebook Live stuff happening right down here. So this is where I'm going to be looking to see any of your comments and questions that you may have. Couple things before we get started. Couple book recommendations that I have. Actually, I'm just going to go with two today. First is my favorite book that you guys all know that I love is The Go-Giver. If you guys have not read this book by Bob Burg and John David Mann, please do go pick up a copy. It is a fantastic book. It gives you great inspiration whether you want to build a better business or live a better life. One of my good friends who lives out in Lewisburg near Bucknell just promoted this on his Facebook as well. Super excited to see that. And the other book that I want to recommend is Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall. The Ninja Selling System is the selling system that I have learned that I think is fantastic. It's basically not a selling system, it's a relationship building system, and it can help you improve your real estate business, but it can also help you improve your life as well, and that's what we're all about here. That's what I'm all about, is helping you all build a better business and live a better life. So I hope that those two books bring you some value, and I hope that these videos that I've been doing and the blog posts have brought you value as well. Thank you to all my subscribers, all of the people who've hit subscribe on YouTube, the people who've liked my Facebook page here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very appreciative of the comments and the things you've sent in all the way from Canada. Love hearing from realtors up in Canada. That's awesome, and also across the United States. So I guess what we'll do here is we'll just kind of jump into things because I do want to keep this to about 20 minutes or so. And keep it short so when you guys come back to watch it, you don't have to watch this long intro of me babbling, but of course you can always just fast forward it to wherever we get started. All right, so first thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is Facebook ads. I figured since this is going to be our first Facebook Live video, it makes sense to kind of talk about Facebook advertising. A lot of real estate agents, a lot of people in general who are running businesses have questions about Facebook advertising. Let me first say that I am no expert in social media or Facebook advertising, and what I can only share with you is from my own personal experience and things that I've read from other social media experts. So if you guys are looking for some real solid expert advice on Facebook ads for real estate or in general, check out the guys at the Paperless Agent down in Austin. They run some free and fantastic webinars, and they do a lot of stuff with Facebook ads. Also, Katie Lance at Get Social Smart. She is super knowledgeable about social media and all that stuff, so check her out. And as always, you can always follow along with Gary Vaynerchuk, one of my favorite people as well, for more information about Facebook, social media, and all that stuff. But let's talk about Facebook advertising as it relates to real estate and anything else really associated. These kind of principles that we're going to talk about, you can take and apply to whatever business that that you're in, right? So let's first talk about what you can do with Facebook ads. So you guys can actually drill down really specific on demographics for targeting, whether it's location, whether it's age range or things like that, income levels. You can do all that within the ad targeting tool, which is really great. And you can build in some really neat content. Facebook will actually create video slideshows for you if you just upload some pictures and things, which is really fun. So it's a really great tool if you guys head into the editor and kind of look at that. But now what can you really use it for? Well, you can use it for pretty much anything, but as with any type of advertisement, the one thing that I will caution you all to do is make sure there is something of value being brought to the person you're advertising to. Make sure that whatever you choose to advertise, that it relates to the people that you're targeting. And then have some type of catchy, phrases and stuff that actually describe what you're advertising. If you're advertising a property listing, for example, you may want to put in some really great descriptive text about the house. This is where you can use some really nice fluffed up words, I'll say, but kind of try to stay away from the standard stuff that we all use in our ad copy of like gracious colonial or, open floor plan. I mean, you can put those in descriptive parts, but like have something that's that would catch somebody's eye so it would make them want to click through. Now, that's the other thing you want to think about is on the back side of this ad is what are they clicking through to? If they're just clicking through to your website, it's not going to provide a very good call to action for them. You want to either link through, if it's a property listing, link through to the property listing website and make sure there is a contact form if they want to reach out to you to inquire about the property. If you're not advertising a property listing, maybe you're advertising a service to provide a listing consultation. Link through to a form where they can fill out information about their home and inquire about the listing consultation. I would say, especially with real estate, guys, this is about delivering value. Don't link through to something where somebody's going to have to pay for something because that's going to immediately turn them off. They're going to be like, why are you selling me stuff? I just want information. And that's really where we can bring value as real estate agents, as real estate brokers, as real estate professionals, whether you're a home inspector, whether you're a mortgage broker. You want to link through to something of value. They want to click through and say, hey, this is really cool. I want to learn more. I would love to talk to somebody. And that's where you can then start your relationship. Think of advertising as not a way to generate leads, but to generate contacts that you can use to fill up your database. As kind of I read this stat somewhere last year that there were something like 40 to 50 million online leads generated in a given year. But remember, across the United States, there's only about 5 million homes or so that transact. And if the majority of those online leads are buyer leads, that's only one side on those transactions. So there's a whole chunk of leads out there that are not purchasing real estate. But that doesn't mean they won't purchase real estate at some point, so you just want to filter them in their database. That's why with a Facebook ad, you want to target something of value, bring them value, use a really nice picture up there, put in good descriptive text, and really catch their attention. A lot of video is really great for using in ads because people tend to spend a little bit more time on video. One thing that I need to be doing with my videos, and I would recommend that you guys figure out as well, is putting captions on your video because the sound's not on when they're scrolling through the feed, and if they're on a train or something like that commuting, they may not want to turn on the sound unless they have their headphones in. So think about that as well. Otherwise, beautiful pictures work. Call to action, something of value in the ad, maybe like a did you know stat. These are great. Did you know, there are, if you're targeting, say, a neighborhood, did you know that there are 10% fewer homes listed for sale this spring than there were the prior spring? Really? Would you like to learn more stats about your neighborhood? Click here. Okay, I'll click there. Then give more stats. Don't say fill out this form for more stats. Give more stats right there and then say if you would like a complete report of this town, fill out this form and I'll be happy to send it to you or meet with you and talk about your real estate needs. But make sure you're giving a little bit of value on the front side of the ad, give a little more value on the back side of the ad, and then for a complete report that's going to require more research on your end, have the form ready to go. If you guys kind of just employ that basic strategy with your ad, I think that things are going to start to work out for you. Facebook ads are the best place, in my opinion, to deploy your money right now. Stay away from print advertising, in my opinion, unless your seller is really looking for it. I'm not a huge fan of print. It does work, don't get me wrong. It's just overpriced for what you're going to be paying for. Whereas you can spend a couple $100 on Facebook and actually definitively, measurably reach thousands of people, and you can see the results. Whereas if you put an ad in the newspaper, it might distribute to 30,000 homes, but how many people are actually opening up that newspaper? And then how many people are scrolling, turning the page through to see where your ad is actually placed? So think about that when you guys are going through your advertising. I love Facebook advertising. It's cheap, it's effective, and you can actually see the results from it. And then you can start to calculate your metrics from it, which I think will be really great. So that's Facebook ads. And from that, that's probably a good segue into the next topic that I want to talk to you guys about, which is documenting versus advertising. So you guys are real estate professionals, right? And it's hard for consumers to understand what value you really bring to them until you show them what that value is. And I talk to a lot of real estate agents, and they always are hesitant to share items of value with consumers. Well, I don't want to give away all my stuff until they commit to working with me, whether it's a listing or a buyer. And that's great. I understand you want to protect your content, but stop thinking that way immediately. Share what you have, because how are people how can they really do research on how you work unless they know how you work? And you do that and demonstrate it by showing them value. Having a awesome bulletproof buyer process and seller process, which, by the way, are both outlined in Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall, which are fantastic. That system really works. So, but then what you really want to focus in on is, when we talk about documenting versus advertising, is advertising is saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, I sell 20 homes in your area, contact me for your consultation. That's advertising. Documenting is using social media, which, think about it, instead of social media and distribution, as social networking. You're using these platforms to connect with people and to share your real estate story. So document what you guys do on a daily basis. If you're at a home inspection, get on Instagram stories or do a Facebook Live, or just record a video that you can post later on and talk about, what are the key things that you guys should be looking out for on a home inspection. Or maybe something interesting came up in a conversation that you had with a buyer. Go back into your car, record a video and say, hey, this question came up when I was talking about, to my client about this, and I want to tell you what my thoughts are on this so that I can help you guys. This business is not about you guys. It's about them, the people who are buying, the people who are selling, the people who are renting, all that stuff. That's what this business is about. So if you guys can document what you do on a daily basis or a weekly basis through these social platforms, now people are going to be able to understand what it's like to work with you. Then they'll reach out to you because they'll say, oh, hey, I saw Matt on Instagram and he's giving me all this great value. He must be pretty smart. I'll go contact him. And I'm not saying that for me. But if you're just posting an ad saying, hey, I'll sell your home in 10 days or less, contact Matt at 555 whatever, they're going to be like, okay, that's an advertisement. Is that really true? If I call him, then I'm going to be roped into this stuff. Whereas there's this other person out there who's already been providing value. He's been giving me tips on home staging for free. He's been giving me, advice on what's happening in the market for free. All of this stuff for free. You guys do this daily anyway. It's not like it's going to take you extra time to document what you're actually doing and share it with the world. Yes, you need to learn the different platforms if you want to use those platforms in an expert way, but you don't even have to use social media to document and share. You can put all this stuff into a pre-listing packet if you're going on a listing and share it with these sellers before you even meet with them. Hey, here's some great tips on preparing your home for sale. Here's the marketing, tactics and tools that I use and will employ for you. All of these different things that you guys do, share with people. Don't hold it back. To say, well, you got to sign the contract to find out what I'm going to do with you. It's like, we're not going to pass it before we know what's in it, if you know what I mean. So use Instagram stories, Snapchat, honestly, I'm not that great at Snapchat, but Instagram stories, Facebook are great venues to share what you guys do. Share also content from other people. Reach out to your mortgage brokers, reach out to your home inspectors, and ask them questions that they can help answer for you that you can then share with your sphere. It's okay to lean on the expertise of others because that's what we do. As a real estate agent, you are really an advisor for your clients. You're not going to be the expert of everything. You're not a home inspector. You're not a mortgage lender. So don't rely on your own expertise. It's okay to go to others to share that stuff. Hey, here's an idea for you too. Call up your mortgage lender, say, hey, these are some common questions that my buyers have been asking me about mortgages. Do you mind if I come over? Let's just get a quick video of us answering this stuff, and I'll email it out to everybody in my database to give them a little bit of value. I'll put it on Facebook. That's an awesome way to deliver some value. Here's the common question, 5 common questions, blah, 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 blah. Just get on these networks, document what you're doing. Don't only advertise. And the best part about documenting is it's free for you to do as well. You don't have to pay to post ads with the stuff that you're documenting. You can do that if you want, but like we said before, with Facebook advertising, make sure that that value up front is followed with more value on the back end with a call to action as well. But documenting is free. Even in your kind of daily routine, a lot of people have this stigma about what real estate agents really do on a day-to-day basis. So you can actually dispel those opinions of people by just documenting what you do on a daily basis. You can say, hey, this is what I'm doing today. You don't need to go to what the early days of Facebook were and the early days of Twitter were, and that was like, hey, I'm eating my chicken parm for dinner right now. I'm not talking about that level of detail of what you're doing on your daily basis, but when you're at your open house, getting everything ready to go, hey, here's a tip for you guys. I'm at my open house here, getting ready to get started. A tip that I always tell my homeowners if they're home is to, clean up the house, here, and here a little bit before. I like to arrive 15 minutes early to do this, this, and this. These are all little tips. Hey guys, we got 5 minutes before the open house starts. Why don't I give you a quick tour of the home? And you just walk through with your phone, and these are tools. You have your phone. I don't know where my phone is. You have your phone at your side every second of every day, particularly if you're a real estate agent. You guys sleep with this thing underneath your pillow, which, by the way, don't do that. But you have it there. This is the tool that you can use to communicate with the world, the tool you can use to communicate with your sphere. So use it. It's got a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera, so you can do a lot of stuff with it. So get on this, document what you guys are doing on a daily basis. It's gonna build up so much content for you. It's gonna get your name out there. It's gonna help people understand what it's like to work with you before they actually are working with you. And that way, when you go in for the buyer consultation or the listing consultation, they're gonna be like, oh man, I've been watching your content, I've been following along, it's been so valuable, I'm really excited to meet with you to understand really how this process works. Because I guarantee you guys this one thing, a lot of you are maybe afraid of documenting too much or sharing too much because other people are gonna use it or they're gonna use your information against you. BS. Absolutely. It's not going to happen. Yes, maybe a few realtors here and there will pick up some tips and they'll deploy that as well, which is great because that's going to be better for the entire industry. They'll serve their clients better if you guys are providing real value. The other thing is homeowners are going to take some of that stuff. Maybe they'll actually put some of it into action so that by the time they get to you, you're going to have less work to do. You're not going to have to give them the tips on, sprucing up their house and getting it ready to sell because they already watched your video on that or followed and watched you, interview a homeowner who had done that. When they ask about what are the best strategies for pricing a home, yes, you can get into those details with their specific home, but maybe you shared some thoughts on that earlier in one of your feeds. So really, that's the message. Document what you're doing. Don't be afraid about making it pretty and awesome and super fun to look at with music behind it or whatever. Just get on the phone, record some videos, take some pictures. If you guys are writers, write content. You can microblog within Facebook. You can do that within Instagram. You can start your own little blog. The medium.com is great. There's so many things that you can do if you just want to write and you don't want to be on video. You can talk. You can do like a little podcast thing and just upload an audio file. And here's the thing. A lot of you might say, well, only 1 or 2 people are going to watch this. So what? That's 1 or 2 people that you're providing value to. Even if it's 0 people at the time of you posting it, As you continue to do it, maybe that increases to 1, maybe that increases to 2 to 3, and then they go back and watch that video that had 0 people looking at it in the first place. Now that piece of content that you recorded, months ago is all of a sudden, being watched by people. So don't be afraid that nobody's going to watch it. Write some stuff down, maybe even pre-plan some of the things that you want to document so that you're not thinking, oh, what should I document today? Say, hey, tomorrow I'm going on a home inspection. I'm going to make it, I'm going to start off with just kind of introducing people to what a home inspection is like and what to expect. And that'll also help you fill your time when you're sitting there trying to figure out what to do as the buyer and home inspector or whatever are doing their thing. So that's what I want to say to you guys about documenting over advertising, or the differences between the two anyway. Next thing I want to kind of go into, and this will be what we'll talk about for the conclusion of this first episode of Listing Day Live. Thank you guys for joining in with me here. I'm super excited about doing this, by the way. Let me refresh my screen here. I want to make sure I got everybody's comments that wanted to get in here. So the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is, quote, raising the bar in the industry. So there's been a lot of talk about this lately. There's been a lot of talk about this overall, right? Raising the bar in the real estate industry and what we can do. And it's actually a good time to do this. And I was planning on talking to you guys about this. And a big shout out to Brad Inman, who is the founder of Inman.com. If you guys are in real estate and don't know what Inman.com is, go there now and please subscribe to their news feeds, because that's basically the internal real estate industry news source for what's going on and what people are talking about. But Brad posted yesterday his thoughts on raising the bar, and it was so timely, and I loved the article, and he did provide some solutions that people have been talking about, and I've read some other articles and talked to a lot of other people about what's going on. But basically, there's this fear out there from the industry and from agents that there's too many crappy agents in the industry, that there's too many people who don't know what they're doing, who are out there serving clients and not serving them well, and then people are buying homes that they shouldn't be buying, or listing homes in an improper way and not getting to where they want to go on time. That's true. I do fully agree with that. The genesis of the problem, I may disagree with a lot of you on, or maybe the solution of how to fix this. Listen, every industry has their issues with people who perform in it. It's Pareto's principle. 20% of the population develops 80% of the world's wealth. The same thing is true in real estate, probably closer to 10%, 90%. Certainly in my marketplace, I know the numbers show that. In other industries, it might be different, whether it's 1090, 3070, whatever it is. But there's always going to be poor performers in any industry, and real estate is certainly one of them. I know the barrier to entry to the real estate industry is low, but that's a good thing, because people who are looking to build their own business and live an awesome life, if they really, really do love real estate, can get into it easily and really help people achieve their real estate goals. The one thing that Brad's article touched on, and this was his title as well, is that as an industry, and I'm talking about brokers and agents here, we focus a lot on the numbers and who's selling the most, whether it's transactions or it's dollar volume, and we don't talk as much about how well we serve our clients, or maybe the numbers of how many awesome testimonials that we have from our people because we were able to provide them so much value. That does exist, and there are people talking about that, which I'm very, very happy about, and thank you all. Please keep talking about good quality customer service, because we need to do more of that. However, with this focus on numbers, a lot of people come into real estate thinking like, I'm going to get rich, I'm going to be like the guys on $1 Million Listing. I'm going to, get into this, and I'm just going to sell, ABC, always be closing, and not really thinking about the people. They're looking at real estate consumers, those buying and selling, as transactions, not as people. And that's really unfortunate. I think that we can do better as an industry, and this is what I'll say. I don't think that the answer to this is increasing regulation in terms of how hard it is to get your real estate license, because all that's going to do is just make the bar higher, but people will figure out a way to pass those exams anyway. It would have to be outrageously more difficult to get your license to really prevent certain people from entering the industry. And I will say to all of you who have been successful in this industry, you got in the industry pretty easily. You probably stumbled a little bit in the beginning. You probably didn't know exactly what you're doing. And now 10, 15, 30 years later, you're building on all that experience to provide amazing customer experiences for your people. So, you know, I'm sick and tired of hearing the people who've been in the industry forever like, oh, we need to get rid of these, like, you know, people who don't care, these millennials coming in who just want to like make, you know, get rich quick and all this stuff. I agree. I'm not happy with the people who are looking at the industry that way and want to get rich quick, because in anything you can't. But we all started off in the industry as well at some point as ignorant, not all-knowing salespeople, and we built our businesses from there. So why should we hinder somebody else from doing that? I will say that there are solutions to fixing this, and it is going to come from the top of the brokerage community. We can talk about training, absolutely. Every company has their training, and every company will tell you that their training is the best. Training is not necessarily the problem. Mentorship definitely could help. If we had more brokers encouraging top quality agents mentoring new people who are coming in so that they can learn the business the appropriate way. Because I actually honestly think that there are agents out there who quote unquote are crappy, not because they want to be crappy. I think it's just because they don't know what they don't know. Maybe they weren't, you know, educated properly from their broker. They weren't given enough time with their mentor to learn how the real estate transaction really works and things like that. So let's not hate on them for, you know, not getting the quality that they should have received from their broker in terms of training and mentorship. So mentorship is something that I think brokers can promote and really do more of to help agents become better. The other thing really, and this is the key, is hiring. I think brokers, and there's a lot of real estate agent companies out there that will just hire anybody who can fog a mirror, and they want to just stuff these people into their brokerages and fill up their numbers because they're just so worried about the numbers. If we just took some time to really understand why somebody wants to get into the real estate industry and be a real estate salesperson, we can make better hires. Because let me tell you something, not everybody's meant to sell real estate. Not everybody's going to be a successful salesperson. But that doesn't mean that person who is comfortable with doing 4 or 5 transactions a year is going to be a bad salesperson. We just need to know what their intent is and their reason behind why they want to get into this industry. I understand if you do more transactions, you probably know more about how the transaction works. If you're doing 20, 30 transactions a year, yeah, sure. But that doesn't mean the person who's doing 3 or 4 transactions doesn't know what they're doing. I think that you should strive to do better, because if you want to make a living at this, that's certainly, you know, you got to raise the bar for yourself a little bit. But I think if we just understand the people who are entering this industry, rather than saying anybody can be a great sales agent. Yes, anybody can be a good sales agent. I will say that. If you work hard, you know, you put in the effort, but not everybody's going to work hard. So we need to have better interview processes when we're hiring sales associates. We need to have maybe an application process if you're a broker to really understand what the drive is behind the person before you even spend the time to interview with them. I've seen a lot of brokers interview agents and they spend time more selling themselves to the agent, this new agent, rather than learning about this new person and to why they want to get into the industry. Here's a great example of this, guys. You know, as a real estate industry, we think that we're so cool. We're so good. As brokers, as MLSs, we're so cool. And it's all these evil exterior forces like Zillow and, you know, Quicken Loans and these guys who are buying homes sight unseen on the internet. Just put in your thing and we'll give you a cash offer in 24 hours. That's what's ruining the industry. That's not what's ruining the industry. Us being lazy about paying attention to what consumers really want is what's damaging your ability and our ability as brokers and agents to better serve people. Zillow should have been founded by a group of brokers or MLSs. It shouldn't have been a company that said, hey, you know what, I got a great idea. I'll come up with a really awesome consumer-facing portal to make it easy for people to search for homes online. Like, yeah, no wonder Zillow kicks butt and is one of the most recognized brands in real estate. I mean, if you go and ask anybody on the street, hey, you know, tell me a brand that you know about real estate. Zillow, HGTV, boom, done. That's probably where it'll end. If they have a good relationship with a real estate broker, maybe they'll mention that company's name. But I would say most likely not. Not even the Coldwell Bankers or the Keller Williams of the world are probably going to get mentioned before Zillow and or HGTV. So instead of looking at these things as like, oh my God, these guys are coming in and they're stealing our leads and all this stuff, they're not. They're actually just trying to provide more value to the consumers that we missed out on as brokers and MLSs. And I don't want to rant on this too long because I know that some of you are probably like, oh, stop already, stop talking about that. But it's very important because it has to do with a mindset shift that we need to have. Let's stop worrying about what other people are doing and focus on how we can better serve our consumers, our clients, our people. If we just focus on that, that's what's going to raise the bar. The more people we can help, the more people who will talk about how great of an experience it was working with John or Jim or Jill. And that's what's going to really help educate consumers on what the real estate sales process is really like. And then when they receive great value and they're happy at the end of the day, everything's going to work out for everybody. There's always going to be bad apples in the industry. There's always going to be people who are unfortunately underserved or ill-served, and that's why we have a legal system. That's why there are courts to handle that stuff. I will say that, you know, people who are looking to NAR and their local real estate board to solve this problem for them, unless that's your job. If that's your job, great, awesome, you know, go for it. But if you're a broker or a salesperson, focus internally. Focus on making your service better. Think about what your consumers really want. And if you don't know, ask them. Go survey them. Anytime a transaction closes, send out a survey. I know a lot of brokers out there do. Awesome. Thumbs up to you guys. I know agents out there. I know you guys are doing that too. Very, very good. But if you're not doing that, just ask. Find out what people want and then give it to them. It sounds simple. It is hard to do. I will admit, you know, it sounds easy, and it is easy to an extent, but it is hard to do because it takes a lot of work to get this stuff in place. But let's hire better people, you know, brokers and managers. Just focus on bringing in really quality people, provide them with the mentorship and the one-on-one training that they deserve to become a professional, that their clients deserve, and that's going to solve a lot of things. Don't worry about the XYZ brokers down the street that's hiring everybody under the sun because they just want to fill up their office. That's not your problem. Your problem is your company, your agents, you as an agent. It's your business, how you can better grow it, how you can better serve your clients, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to end the rant there for now because I probably need to formulate a little bit more clearer thoughts, and I'll write a piece maybe over the next few weeks to add on to that or to clarify it. But would love to hear your opinions about what we can all do individually. What action can we take as a single person to help raise the bar? What can we do rather than asking somebody else to do it? What can we do as a single person to raise the bar? I think that we can just start by listening to our consumers and caring. Caring is so important. I mean, if you're in any type of sales industry, care is a big word, and it should be. You should be caring for your clients. So leave comments below this video. I'll be posting this video on YouTube as well, so you can leave comments there about what your thoughts are on that. If you guys have any thoughts about documenting or want to share your thoughts or the things that you are documenting about yourself, please feel free to send them over to me or comment below with links and all that kind of good stuff. If you have questions about any documenting versus advertising, leave them below as well, or you can head over to my blog and contact me through my form that's in there. And Facebook advertising, would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. As I said, I'm not a social media expert. I'm not a Facebook advertising expert. So I'd love to hear what you guys are doing and what's working for you. And hopefully we can make the comments section or parts of this page or the blog or something kind of a forum for you guys to connect and share your thoughts on that. Would really like that. Other than that, if you guys have questions, I did just launch this thing on my website called Dear Real Estate, MatthewJBenelli.com/Dear Real Estate, where you guys can submit real estate questions. I'm trying to make it kind of this easy way for anybody and everybody to just kind of ask a question and get some sort of answer for it without feeling like they need to go and, form a relationship with a mortgage broker or bring somebody a lead or form a relationship with a real estate agent and return anything. Just drop the question in. We'll see what we can do about getting answered. I just want you all guys to be confident out there in what you're doing and be happy with the job that you're doing as a salesperson or as a other real estate professional. Or if you're a consumer watching this too, I want you guys to be happy with your real estate process. I want you guys to be knowledgeable, because I think that the consumers could use a little bit more education and more shared knowledge on what happens inside the real estate sales world and whatnot. And I want to share that with you guys. So check that out. Otherwise, thank you all for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you guys did drop comments earlier today, I don't know what's going on with my iPad and this whole camera, the way this works, but it looks like there were some people viewing and everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Have an awesome listing day. I'll still be posting some things on Instagram and stuff as I'm be away for the next couple weeks. Don't expect too much activity on the blog, but we'll see how we can get that going on. Otherwise, have an awesome listing day, guys. And we'll do another one of these listing day lives probably in 2 weeks. So have a great one. Talk to you all later. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope that you received some good value out of it. If you'd like to see more of this stuff, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking right there. And if you want to see some other videos, you can click a few right there. Have a great day.